I said AYOO.
I said AYOO.
I said AYOO. One man army against 50, bro. I stand on business.
Time out.
Used to be scared of thrillers.
In other words,
The Cowboys haven't beat a team above 500. They beat a team right at 500.
But no, it's hard. It's hard because then they weren't even playing the conference championship.
Hey, forget all that.
This whole year, and it ain't about fantasy, it's about the facts.
No, that's not the thing. That is not the thing. You never. We just went viral for the wrong reasons again.
Do you realize it all comes back to fraud?
You was trying to see how we feel about that situation? Nah. And Blake Hall.
I said AYOO.
Yo.
What's going on with you?
Man, we need our horn. Yeah, man. What's the word, man? How your boys living?
Feeling
Making
good.
it. Making it one day at a time.
Absolutely. I'm feeling like a new man after a ring on the finger, you know? I ain't talking with it.
Yo.
Go. Let them cook, man. Y'all, man, let's go ahead and get straight to it, man. Y'all see the name titles.
Yes, sir.
We got Thunder fans in the building, you know. They want to pop up now that they won the championship and all that. Now I'm just playing. Yeah, we did have big news over the weekend, man. The OKC Thunder won their first NBA championship in franchise history.
Yeah.
EA took home Finals MVP honors over the Pacers in 7 games. Barring there was a Halliburton injury in the first quarter, but you know I digress. Thunder still got the job done in a very dominating fashion, should I say? Very good win for them. What are our takeaways? Now we got to have the conversations about SGA. Now we got to have the conversations about this Thunder team as well. And let's just what are our thoughts from any takeaways from the finals?
Like I said earlier, I take accountability. I said Thunder in 6, we win in 7. But I take it. A dub is a dub. First one in franchise history. It's a surreal feeling to finally be a champion. 12 years of no championship appearance, anything like that. That honestly was where my biggest take. That cements this team as one of the best Thunder teams all time. Straight up. That's a square. Shea had one of the most historic seasons in the last couple decades, if you want to say that, depending on what type of fan you are, between Jordan, Bron, you know, yeah, facts. But yeah, bro, I got to see it all from start to finish, and it's crazy. We didn't even have Chet for 50 games. Chet missed 50 games this year.
Well, he got to figure out how he gonna stay healthy moving forward. Because he missed the first full year, 50 games this year. I don't know how many he missed last year, but you gotta figure out if he's gonna stay healthy. Because are the Thunder on the brink of a dynasty? Are we looking at a dynasty? We said this about the Celtics last year after they won the chip. We see how their season turned out, and we see how their off season's turning out. But we'll get there later. But are the Thunder opening up the next dynasty?
It's possible. I'm not even going to sit here and put too much gas on it off the strength of I have heard that conversation recently, but I haven't given too much thought about it. I just took in the now. The last few years, we've been the top 3 seed. The dynasty, it starts from there, and in between picking and switching out different players, that key players that were a big role, like Giddey, Darius Baisley, Chris Paul, you know, having to shift each piece, trying to figure out who's going to be the first and the gym match. this team showed that they were all the pieces that were needed. If anybody was to leave currently, it's going to be like a couple reserve guys based on, and we'll see how that is affected with this draft. Considering OKC has 3 picks in this draft, 15th, 24th, and 44th. So the dynasty, it could be a dynasty with consistency of who we bring in, who gets replaced, and who's consistent after being replaced. When we traded Giddy away, we gained consistency. We didn't lose it. Letting Chris Paul go, we had a few years, but Shea picked on. Chris Paul was a perfect mentor for Shea at that kind of moment. So just to see him mature the way he has and adapt across the league and conquer the league with a arsenal of tools, the dynasty is possible. But it all depends on who else continues to thrive and improve over the course of our franchise history. So, like you just said about Chet staying healthy, if Chet can stay healthy consistently, play a whole 82, while also showing that he's improved over the offseason, worked on his mistakes, his weaknesses, put on a couple more pounds, at least 5 more. I always like Chet to put 5 more pounds on at least each offseason because you don't need it, man. Especially the way that a lot more athletic guys is coming in, a lot bigger guys. You got to show you can continue with the best. Kevin Durant shows that over the course of time, regardless of the injuries. He's been playing almost 20 years. So I feel like he need one more summer with KD. If Chet get one more summer with KD, that's what we really need. Because the difference between this team and the previous 2012 team, we used to let KD take the inbound down the court himself, carry it up the court.
And you see Chet doing that.
If he get one more summer with KD, he could. But he
a fan. He a fan.
You're starting to sound like Chet during the parade.
No cap.
You're not letting me finish. That's what the disparity is between both teams. We're not doing that with this team. We have Shea. If we didn't have Shea, it could be considered. However, we don't.
KD had Westbrook. I mean,
yeah, but
that's not stopping nothing.
But
if that was going to be the case,
that's not even the same style of play, bro.
Chet plays the 5.
Westbrook was coming down. Westbrook was coming coast to coast like he drank 3 Red Bulls before he got the ball.
Very well.
Shea move in slow motion when he come down the court.
If he bring the ball down the court, because he let Nimbar face guard him for a good bit of that finals.
Yeah, but that's how they play. And that's just what it is. Pacers came with a different strategy, knowing what type of time we were on. And, now that, in them situations like that, those are the times where I would want Chet to turn into KD.
That's a stretch, bro. You're asking, like, KD is KD, bro. KD is KD. Like, at best.
But Chet got a chip for a reason.
At best,
Chet came into the league the same way for a reason.
No.
I don't believe Chet gonna have as many accolades. No, not at all. But
Chet proved that.
I want to see him coming to his own self. Honestly.
Yeah, he'll do that, and he proved that where his value is. He got to get the ball in the basket a little more, in my opinion. But he proved that he's a valuable defender. I think he had. I don't know how many blocks he averaged, but he averaged several blocks throughout the finals. He proved that, he can be a good help post defender at best, because he's not going to guard nobody who puts their back to him. We've seen many post players bully him down low, but if he's going to come off of, the other block to help in the post, he's proven that he's going to be a valuable defender down there. And like you said, he's just going to have to come into his own. But putting the KD arc on him is no fair to him. I mean, at best, he can be like He could be the DeMar DeRozan and KD's at best, and that's just not a fair.
That's cool.
It's cool, but that's not.
That's not it.
That's not. Yeah, it's not it.
We don't have to
But
do
like,
that. I think the Thunder proved that every year. So this is now what the 7th different champion in the last 7 years, a 6th different champion of this decade, and so the Thunder have proved a new formula. Well, the Thunder and Pacers proved that there's like a new formula in the NBA, and the super teams is dead. Like you got to have depth. You got to come with depth. That's why the Knicks, quote unquote, lost. Pacers have more depth than them. Thunder, they can go 10 deep, 11 deep. You know what I'm saying? And you don't see that. You don't see that in the playoffs. Yeah. Not since Golden State's first 2 runs.
I like to also mention that I did say our bench was deep, and somebody on this live said that the bench would never get any minutes in the finals. I feel like that was Princeton.
I mean, outside of Alex Caruso.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, because Joe probably got 2 minutes the whole finals. Joe and Jalen Williams. Jalen Williams did not get in the finals as much. He probably had 2 points a game when he got in.
Yeah, it was a little quiet.
But
they do have depth though.
Yeah. I think beyond them, we will replace that depth with new depth based on whatever young guys we get. I don't know honestly what we would need first. However, for us to going back to Dynasty, Mark, I think what would be a good after this championship as well too. What would be a good starting point with us starting like igniting the dynasty would be if we continue dominating the league that we have, especially in the regular season.
It's a crazy season from the Thunder. I mean, let's look at them. They won 68 games. And
we won like 55 last year, and then like 40 something before that.
Yeah, very close to pushing that 70 mark. Not many teams get over even 65 games, so 68 wins. Very dominant regular season team, and then to go out and close it in the finals. This is a very I don't want to say historical season, but it's up there. So how do y'all rank this Thunder team amongst all the champions of the 2020s decades?
I think.
Who would y'all consider to be the toughest chip since 2020? Like, what's y'all toughest chip?
I don't think this team is
toughest chip. Toughest chip.
Because I'm gonna be honest. If I would rank my own team, it'd probably be number 3.
Yeah, but
2020. There's been 6 in the 2020s decade. We're inclining 2020, correct?
It was Lakers, Bucks, Warriors, Nuggets, Celtics, Thunder.
They're probably number 4.
I have okay, I can still take 4.
I think I automatically thought of the 23 Nuggets.
Yeah, what about them?
I think they're better than this team. Easy.
They have the easiest ring of the decade.
I think
they have the easiest ring.
Are we talking about difficulty? Or are we talking about best team?
Just whatever your overall whatever
best team, but I feel like what you
made that chip the best to you.
What you went through is an indicator of how good you are. I mean, Denver Nuggets didn't play not one 50-win team in that playoff run.
Oh, yeah, I'm not putting the Nuggets over this chip. This chip is better than the Nuggets.
20, but I'm taking. They beat the Heat in 5 games.
The AC Heat.
I'll take the bubble.
Their number 2 is better. They have the better number 2 between the two. I'm taking Jamal Murray over Jalen Williams.
Yeah, ring championship Jamal Murray over Jalen Williams did have a good playoff. Good finals.
He did.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, he did.
But I agree. I would take championship Jamal Murray over championship Jalen Williams.
Yeah, and I mean Jokic is
SGA.
Yeah. So I don't think it's a. And I think that team was relatively deep as well. They had Aaron Gordon putting up valuable minutes, Michael Porter Jr. valuable minutes, KCP valuable minutes. Who else did they have that? Those are the only people that I'm willing to name. But I just feel like I feel like that. I feel like Jokic was more unstoppable.
Jokic is Jokic.
I don't think
Jokic just did what he did on a regular day, bro. So, like, you know what I'm saying? He's consistent in all levels. So, Jokic, he definitely carried them boys to glory, but I feel like it was expected.
I don't think this team is better than the 2020 Lakers.
No, sir.
Yeah.
No, sir.
We're beating them bubble boys.
No, sir, what?
I don't know. We're beating them bubble boys.
No, I agree.
You
Like,
agree? Oh, okay.
We're beating them bubble boys. However,
No.
Anyway.
who's guarding
2020
AD?
bubble championship is the hardest.
Okay.
It's one of the hardest
Okay.
ever.
Okay.
Who's guarding AD?
I bet it's different.
Chet?
Chet to kill AD.
Oh my gosh.
Nah, Hartenstein would guard AD. Because who else was at the 5? Dwight Howard?
Dwight
It's not
Howard.
ridiculous. Yeah, Dwight.
Dwight Howard's on that team. Dwight Howard's on that team. JaVale McGee.
Clinton, Chet Holmgren.
JaVale McGee's killing Chet.
Clamps. Alex Caruso, a younger Alex Caruso. Rondo. KCP.
Bron.
Danny Green.
Brian.
We didn't get to Bron.
We didn't say Brian.
That goes without saying. You know what I'm saying?
That goes without saying.
Bro. And
Bron gonna get it done, bro.
The bubble championship, bro.
That shit was. The bubble was one of the best. That was raw playoff basketball, and I love like every second of it. That Utah Nuggets series.
Yeah.
The bubble.
That was Donovan Mitchell's coming up.
Heat Pacers series.
Mavericks.
And we lost that. We lost our series.
Mavs Clippers. Mavericks Clippers.
We lost that year. But nah, I'm not gonna lie, I had the Bucks championship as number 2, and I got Steph's 4th one as number 1 toughest chip in 2020.
Yeah.
It might be tougher, but I think
I
the
feel
Warriors
Steph,
are better.
2022, that Warriors team, that's the best championship out of 2020.
It's not ridiculous to say that.
It's not ridiculous to say. It's debatable. But like, lineup wise, no. Steph carried that team.
Yeah.
And Andrew Wiggins was hitting shots that he didn't often hit for real either. You know, they picked up the slack around him. And Gary Payton II was playing his heart out. Like 48 minutes a game down there.
Yeah, Andrew Wiggins definitely played.
He played his heart out. He was hooping. Like that was one of the best championships I've seen, bro.
The stretch. Yeah.
And it also showed Jason Tatum couldn't get it done in the clutch like he thought. Game 6 pissed me off. That Game 6 game where he laid an egg, bro. I think he had 17 points, maybe. So
there was a couple games. Never mind. I ain't gonna give Shea too much of a hard time. You average 30.
Shea has Shea. I'm very critical of my boys. Shea has some slack ass games. Jalen Williams has some slack ass games, and that's where my argument about Chet with this KD arc, you so call it, the games that Shea getting strapped up and Jalen Williams is like 4 for 18 from the field. Who's going to pick up who's going to pick up the offense and the tempo and the pace? That's when I would want to play through Chet, as if he learned the skill of Kevin Durant over a 2-3 month span in the summer.
He probably. I think the only way that the Thunder can become a dynasty is if they don't assimilate into the era of the 3-and-D game.
I agree. I don't like when we the games that we lost. I'm sorry, the games that we lost. It was because we were shooting ourselves out of the game.
Yeah, and the Thunder's ability to force turnovers and to get rebounds has nothing to do with Chet shooting and bringing the ball up. Like, let Shea
I
operate
think
most of
Chet
the
should play more
ball.
inside.
Let Shea get to the mid range. Chet, I think if his pick and roll game is increased, it would benefit a lot more.
I agree.
Continue the offensive rebound threat, like continue to play Hartenstein and Chet together. Don't let Lou Dort dribble the basketball. Alex Caruso play more minutes. They
Caruso
have a
played like
chance.
2 minutes in regular season.
They have a chance to maintain a dynasty, but they can't fall into the culture of the league. They have to continue to be them and allow people to play to them. Also, I believe the only thing that would prevent the Thunder becoming a dynasty is if people pay attention to what Brando was saying earlier with creating depth versus a super team. The Pacers looked like they were outskilled, like they were looked like a mismatch from the beginning. Their depth allowed them to stay in a lot of these games and to win the games that they won because Tyrese Halliburton didn't have the best finals performances. Nembhard wasn't the second guy every night. You know what I mean? Like Pascal Siakam was probably their most consistent player, but everyone else took games off in regards to being efficient. So I think the only thing that would prevent the Thunder from being a dynasty is them leaving their identity to what kept them like dominant this year, and other teams starting to build depth around stars. Like if a couple teams in the West get more depth, I think the Thunder's cooked, respectfully.
But it's like, but depth is not easy to come by. However, because I mean, it's only but so many. The Thunder, like you said, though, Thunder have an identity, and all of their players fit their identity. Like they have 2, 3 guys coming off the bench who are going to guard, like who's going to guard and create transition offense for second team, first team, whoever. So I think. Hey, shout out to the coach, Thunder coach. He did a heck of a job assimilating this team. Assembling this team and building this team up into the identity they have today. Because if you look, but also on the flip side, had Halliburton not got hurt, I think we having a parade in Indiana.
I guess we'll never know.
If I understand, we'll never know.
I
If
guess
it
we'll
was a
never
fit,
know.
we'd all be drunk. Because if KD didn't tear his Achilles,
I guess we'll never know. If Kyrie never tore his ACL in 2015,
I'm not gonna say all that.
Whoa, what? How come? Never mind.
I'm not gonna say all
I'm
that.
not-
But
talk to him, Preston. What's up with that?
No, we actually saw Halliburton. Halliburton was pulling everything from the logo, green bean, in the first 5 minutes.
Also,
that was the whole handicap for the Pacers. It was like when they were losing games, we're like, Halliburton, where are you? Where are you? You're not here.
Yeah, he showed up.
He came out first quarter.
Yeah.
3 logo threes in the first 6, 7, 8 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Desperate times come for different.
And also, the Pacers were in the game until the third quarter.
Yeah, but when Halliburton and McConnell wasn't on the floor, they had no type of offense. I mean, it looked like LA Fitness is at 6 o'clock on a Thursday afternoon. It was nasty.
Yeah,
it was nasty. But I mean, like I said, we'll never know. But it was looking real scary for the Thunder in those first 5-6 minutes. And
it was.
I mean, shout out to the Achilles, bro. We seen the Achilles. A lot of players went down with Achilles this season. With Halliburton's Achilles, the East is actually wide open because you got Jason Tatum. He tore his Achilles, and Boston. They just traded Drew Holiday and Kristaps. Pacers without Halliburton, they're not a threat. And Dame Lillard for the Bucks
tore his Achilles.
Yeah, so the East is that's the 3 playoff teams missing their top 2 players.
Yeah.
So that's leaving the East wide open. And that's why you see it's like I think this is putting pressure on the Cavaliers for next season. I know they dealt with a lot of injuries in the playoffs. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt for that. Darius Garland, Mobley, your top 2-3 guys is out of this lineup. I mean, what can you do? So I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt for that. But you got the Cavaliers, you have the Knicks, and I mean the Cavaliers and Knicks. I think it's pressure on them next season to take the West because, like I said, it's not going to be any Celtics. It's not going to be Pacers. It's not going to be any Bucks either. Bucks without Dame. I mean, they traded all their debt for Dame, so
Yeah.
them losing Dame. I mean, Giannis, respectfully, I mean, he gonna do what he do, 30, 15, and 5.
Yeah.
But it's not gonna be enough to compete in the East. Not for titles. So I think the East is wide open. And then also you got a couple other teams. I feel like this leaves room for the Pistons to make a jump. This leaves room for the Magic to make a jump. Them trading for Desmond Bain, forming a nice little trio of Bain, Bankero, and Wagner. So I'm looking at the East, bro. It's gonna be wide open next year. I think where y'all think the outlook of the Eastern Conference is gonna be like?
So that leaves me with two questions for you. My first question was going to be: so you named those three teams. Who are your 3 teams that you would feel in those spots to go to the playoffs in the East this year?
Those Cavs and Knicks off rip.
I mean, yeah. Well,
You said teams that weren't playoff teams?
No. The teams. So you said Lillard got hurt. Who else? Halliburton got hurt.
Yeah.
And Tatum's out. So
Yeah.
say Boston don't make it because of that. Pacers don't make it. And who we just talking about? Milwaukee. And because Giannis is wanting out, Milwaukee is deeper in that trench. Especially if he gets shopped in this offseason, like right after this draft, during this draft.
He's not going nowhere.
Those 3 teams.
I
what are
think
your 3 teams? Go ahead.
I think the Pistons. I think the Pistons were already a playoff team. However, I do think they get better. I think they showed a lot of promise against the Knicks going in to the playoffs and then in the series that they played. I mean, Cade Cunningham, I think, is only going to get better. You got Asar Thompson there. I think they continue to have good role players around them and that team, the youth, and they have a great coach. They'll be okay. I also think in regards to a playoff team or a potential playoff team next year is the Hawks. They're always Trae Young gives them a chance to beat any team at any given night. They have young pieces in Dyson Daniels and it's another light-skinned brother that's look just like him, but he plays a little different. KP's coming in. I think that gives them either depth coming off the bench for
Jalen Johnson.
Jalen Johnson was the other brother, yeah. Great wing players. Not great, but good wing players. Clint Capella is still there. They have a decent lineup to where if everybody stays healthy, they'll compete they can compete in the playoffs. I don't know if they make a step to make it to the finals. But it's clear that the Knicks have to win the championship.
Whoa.
They have to make it to the championship. They have to. You have no choice.
That was a wild swing.
Given all the conditions that we just stated, Pacers no longer a threat. Because I'm not gonna lie, I think without Tyrese, the Pacers are not even making it on TNT. The Celtics, without Jason Tatum, and considering the trades that they're it looks like they're cleaning the house and they're resetting for next year.
No Drew Holiday, so your top defender is
Yeah, I don't know what the Celtics looks like. And then the Bucks, Giannis alone, still one of the best players in the league. But we've seen him fall short with more on his team. So I think it's clear. The Knicks still have their core. So there shouldn't be an excuse to not make the finals and potentially win the finals too, respectively.
Yeah, because the Hawks just got Kristaps. They picked up Kristaps.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say, Anthony Simons to Boston is not a slouch. They're not missing a step with that. They're not missing a step with it. Obviously, you use Drew Holiday's elite defense. Anthony Simons is a baller. So the Celtics, they're still going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Not going to be the championship threat they were last year and this season. Not going to be that team that wins 60 games.
Yeah.
And I do expect them to hold on to Jaylen Brown, but Danny Ainge is over in Utah trying to work some magic and scoop him up off him because Danny Ainge came from Boston. He's trying to scoop some magic off of him. But I do expect them to keep Jaylen Brown. But with Anthony Simons, Jaylen Brown, I do still expect the Celtics to make the playoffs. I think the Bucks will be fighting for play-in games in the East, and I don't think the Pacers are going to make the playoffs. Not as constructed right now. I feel like they'll address the Tyrese Halliburton injury, whether it's tonight or moving forward in the summer. They're fresh off of the injury. It's been 3 days. But as constructed right now, Pacers are not making the finals. So I still think the Bucks will flirt around with the play-in. I do think the Celtics will still make the playoffs. I think Atlanta creeps up in there. Chicago should get in play because they've been flirting with that. Chicago or Miami?
I'm gonna go ahead and be honest with you.
That's tough.
I believe in Miami more than Chicago.
Oh, bro, going to play with KD.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. I'm watching it right now.
All right.
That's you led into my other question where because of those injuries and because of those big changes and with the fact that a very young OKC team won the entire championship, do you think those teams should consider going young and follow that mold, get young athletic players that fit the style of your team? But, rather than chase like the veterans that we do know, the more notable players, things of that nature.
This is how you go. You get the best players possible. It's
Yeah.
that.
I mean, true.
Whether they young, they old, it is what it is. The best players
That's real.
possible. And then you build around that. So like a team like the Bucks, they're not going to be able to go young because Giannis is 30. It wouldn't be ideal for them to go young. If they do go young, they're going to have to hit the jackpot with a lot of players. So I don't see a team like them going young. Same thing with the Knicks. I don't see them going young. Jalen Brunson, I think he's all of those boys are seasoned. I mean, they're seasoned players in the league. They're not old, but they ain't young. If you know what I mean, not OKC young. And then even Boston, it looked like they're trying to go young. I don't know why I think they're trying to go young.
But we kind of like that young.
Yeah.
Pritchard's a dog.
You say what?
I said, I feel like the teams, these young guys are coming out in waves at this point. Mm-hmm. Especially, we've seen Pritchard in flashes, seen what he do. What could Pritchard do if he was the starter? And who did they just add? Anthony Simons. I still consider him young.
He's young.
Yeah, you feel me? So these younger guys that's probably been in the league 5 years or less, still coming in. Why not shoot for them? Because they have the potential that they can have. I've seen a report on Kuminga recently. Wherever he may go, he just wants the opportunity to blow up and show that he can rise the starter.
That's a name right there.
Another young guy who's in a system where it works, but it's not catered to young guys. Steve Kerr does not play a lot of young guys.
That's a name right there. Jonathan Kuminga, I think that's a hot name on the trade block. I think he'll be a name to watch out for because he definitely needs to get out of OKC. Out of Golden State. After what they pulled with him in the playoffs, he needs to go. He can very well have Anthony Simons' productivity. Like Anthony Simons, he averaged 20 and 5, on a good season. Last season he averaged 19 and 5. So Kuminga can definitely go out there and average 20 points somewhere.
Yeah.
Now, what capability of a team that is? But he can definitely give you 20. somewhere, and he's a versatile wing. It's like he has a good build for the NBA today. So that's a name to watch out for. I think he can definitely change some of these teams around.
I think that's a great point. As far as the youth goes, something that we're overlooking. Well, it's not. I don't think we're overlooking it, but the Thunder had a great coach.
Yeah. Yeah, he do.
I know
You
I
can't
messed a
Shout out
lot,
to
but
that
smoke
man,
it.
shout out to OKC, but y'all still the worst champions of the 2000s. I can't name a team worse than y'all.
That's
Can't name
crazy.
a team worse. But shout out to Oklahoma, they needed something. That's all I
68
gotta
wins.
say. Actually, they don't deserve nothing because of Tulsa, Oklahoma. But other than that,
68 wins. That's crazy pool. That's a crazy pool.
learn your history, black man.
Black,
I know what happened with
black man.
I'm
And the
here.
Hornets
I'm
just
here.
made a trade. They finally got rid of the Williams.
Brandon?
Marvin. Which Mark is he? Is he Mark or Marvin?
Mark. Nah, they ain't getting
Mark.
rid of no Brandon.
You talking Brandon Miller? They're not getting rid of Brandon Miller.
Oh, he's going to Phoenix for the 29 pick.
That's tough.
They could have got Jalen Green back if they was going to do that.
So who's their center? They're definitely getting a center this year. But
Hornets draft boohoo. They don't know how to draft. Not a threat. But yeah, as far as teams going young, I do think. It's a new wave, but I see a Pistons team. They can go young.
Pistons are already young. You got to because they already are young. And look what they've done.
Yeah.
The Pistons team from last year to the Pistons team this year, both young. Cade Cunningham got more experience and he got more time on court. He's healthier now. Look what the Pistons did with that type of style game and the depth that they had. It's still rare. It's still spare, but you know what I'm saying? They can add to it. Orlando, another young team.
Yeah.
Orlando's a perfect example. They just got it. I feel like Orlando's another piece from going over the hump like Indy. Indy's another young team too.
Let's nip it in the bud, man. The young teams ain't wanted to get it done. It took injuries for OKC to get where they at.
Whoa, no, sir. They were the number one seed in the league, 68.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
I'm not gonna let you do that one.
Yeah, you can be the number one seed, but when the playoffs go, it's totally different.
As far as the Eastern Conference, those teams are somebody's gonna emerge out of there. Like I said, because of the injuries and how open it is, somebody's going to emerge out of the Eastern Conference as one of those young teams. Now, if we go out to the West, it's a whole different battle. OKC, are they even going to repeat Western Conference champions?
So, my question: who's stopping us from repeating? If we were, I'm not even saying that we could repeat because I believe, real spill. That 7, I honestly love the fact that there's been a different champion the last 7 years because that show, I don't care about that market crap. I don't want to hear that front office jargon and nobody working the front office in. Ball wise, having 7 different champions shows there are teams that really want it bad. That's what I like to see. That's what I love to see. So I have an expectation that somebody else is going to blow up and get their shine. But on the other side of that coin, we went number one last year. We went number one this year. Who's stopping us from winning 70 games next year, going number one again next year, and going back to the Western Finals next year?
A healthy Dallas team.
Dallas has got a lot better.
He's saying he hit a lot more shots, and they don't have Derrick Jones Jr. Luka, they don't have Luka either.
Dallas got a lot better this evening. Kyrie locked in.
Dallas did get a lot better this evening.
Kyrie won't be back till All-Star break at best, I think.
I don't know if y'all touched on it, but if SGA play like he did against another team, they taking him out, bro. He was inefficient. He was inefficient in the last 2-3 games.
The playoffs.
That's fine.
We're 100 games into the season.
Bro.
He is going to.
He sold enough, bro. He was already MVP before the finals.
Dallas will be better.
Yeah.
if Anthony Edwards matures and understands, like, you take
I
what the
be-
game gives you.
Minnesota's my actual favorite to win the West.
The definition of mature means, you know what I'm saying, handle your business as a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, when the paint is wide open, take it to the, you know what I'm saying, take it to the rim. You know what I'm saying? When they leave you open, take the shot. Like, making decisions that's wise for the sake of your team. You know what I'm saying? Like, off the court, I mean, I don't really understand. I don't really know his off the court situation. So that's what I kind of meant as mature as a player. Not sure what you was hinting at. Other teams that's got a potential to be better. We already seen what the Rockets just did. Hello. The San Antonio Spurs complete season. They have a chance to be better. I
Another
don't know if
young
they're a
team.
threat. I don't know if they're threatening or kicking out the Thunder.
Another young team. They're not gonna do that though.
Jokic. I mean, if Jokic get a coach, I mean,
Yeah.
they still don't have a coach. Like, at this moment, they still don't have a coach. So if they decide to put a coach in the locker room, maybe, you know, maybe they'll do something.
But yeah,
I would agree with the Minnesota. Not if Ant matures. If they get a point guard, then I got them. They gotta find a way to get a point guard. They get a point
they
guard.
gotta find a way. They gotta find a way to get Dillingham on the court.
I mean, facts.
Me
It's still just on the sideline.
You feel me? But Ant showed last year what he could do in the playoffs. He showed this year what he could do in the playoffs. Ant can get to the Western Finals, and I believe he. I feel like this is that year where he like, all right, let me lock in on life, whatever he got to do, because we know what he can do on the court. And if he start playing, turning his back to the goal, I like that idea of him playing more post, hit more fades and shit. They could play that way. But other than that,
he needs to take a book out of SGA's, not SGA, but I mean SGA's running the mid range right now. So you need to take a page out of SGA's book, see how they beat y'all, see how effective the in between game can be, because he has the bandwidth to do it. He just has to do it. And I think that would be very huge for them. But as constructed, I don't think the Timberwolves are that. Like, let's not forget the Timberwolves were the number 6 seed in the West. Like, they got to the conference finals. They were the number 6 seed. They saw a Lakers team that was scrambled. They saw who they play second
Warriors that was injured.
An injured Warriors team. So, like, let's not put too much stock into the Timberwolves, honestly.
How you gonna do that? But when I said about OKC, you say nah. How you gonna play one for one team and not the other?
Because they won 68 games, had the best plus minus in the league.
That regular season don't matter when it's playoff time, bud.
we already got the chip, bro. You can chill on.
I'm telling him to keep it consistent because that don't matter in the playoffs. I'm saying keep it consistent because that don't matter in the playoffs.
I mean, like last year we lost in the second round. This year we won the whole shit. So that's where Minnesota had. They've been further. He has more experience compared to Shea, in my opinion, other than winning the whole shit.
You got the 2 seed Rockets. They just made a huge trade and got KD,
but they had no experience, so they weren't gonna get too far.
What do we think about the Rockets?
Bro, that team's gonna be nuts.
That team's gonna be nice.
The team's gonna be nuts. Like Jalen Green was absent during the entire Rockets playoffs. Absent. So him being absent now makes no difference.
Yeah.
Dylan Brooks. I mean, I don't want to call a man a joke, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
nobody's taking you serious, bro.
Amen Thompson is a different dude. And considering the fact that they have Kevin Durant now, you're not asking Amen Thompson to put up any numbers that you just shipped off in Jalen Green. You're asking him to do the same thing he did last year. And I think that's tough. You're also putting Fred VanVleet in a number 2 position.
No.
Number 2 last year. Huh?
They still got Jabari. They ain't trade Jabari.
You said what?
Sengun.
So you're asking Fred VanVleet to play a role?
I mean,
He's
he's
too
been
much of
playing
a-
a role.
He's
He
too much.
won a championship playing a role,
That's my point.
even though it was like 8 years ago.
That's my point. Like,
Yeah.
that's a bucket when you need it. They have Ime Udoka, a very tough head coach. I mean, if you ask me, they was one vet away from going further in the playoffs last year, and now they have the vet that, to be quite honest, he's been the most efficient bucket since he's been in the league.
That's true.
Most consistent and efficient bucket since he's been in the league.
Yeah.
He hasn't shot less than 50% of his field goals since after his rookie year. So you put the ball in KD's hands when it comes down to it. I mean, we've seen what Kevin Durant can do by himself with Brooklyn. I don't know what happened in Phoenix, bro. I mean, I was just a mess. But I think the Rockets got a chance to take a shot at the finals. Maybe give KD his first ring.
Them niggas want to be us so bad.
Explain that.
They want to be like the Thunder so bad.
They traded for Harden. They traded for Westbrook. Traded for KD.
Get out.
They want to beat us, bro. Even if we play differently now, in some form, like Blaze.
That's actually hilarious.
Hey, Tay,
Chicago-
name me. Hey, Tay,
Chicago
name your
pick?
favorite street in Oklahoma City that you have fun at.
Have fun at
He's wild.
Championship Street.
I didn't know they named streets within one day.
Hey, bro.
You seen the whole
Williams
team?
Way. Jalen Williams Way. He got his
You
own
seen
street now. Jalen Williams Way, bro.
And the whole team got holidays.
And the whole team got holidays.
In the month.
very
July
tough.
30th is Shea Day.
And now Chad has a misdemeanor with a DUI. That boy was not. He said, "All right, let me lock in." He's like, "Oh, when you say lock in, well, let me tell you something.
You gotta.
Not for not for past experience or nothing, but I noticed that when a person says locked in after being inebriated,
They're
they
not locked
are
in.
2 moments away from being black. Like they are one more sip away from forgetting everything that they ever did that day. So
That's fine.
that's a well deserved celebration, bro. I on the Pacers note, I do believe that this was a run. This was the most unexpected run the past 20 years, to be honest.
Yeah.
Nobody, like people expected the Thunder, even in the playoffs, even when we got to the point before the playoffs, like nobody expected the Pacers to make the finals outside of fans of Indiana Pacers, which probably does not go beyond the Midwest. So shout out to them. I mean, probably have to wait for another 2 years. Hopefully they can get better and find other pieces that can help the ball movement like you was talking about. But I sure would have loved to see Tyrese Halliburton all 4 quarters of that game.
I thought he was gonna play and hold it down. I really thought it was gonna come down to the fourth quarter.
He was going to take away the championship.
He was rather take the championship because it was a close game. It was
do or die. I was gonna be pissed, but I was going like, because if I'm gonna lose a championship, I would lose like we lost game 7. I would want to lose that type of way and not 28-3 like we did, like I've seen prior, But like going to 7 and losing in 7, I can't get mad at that. Those are the championships that I'll be respecting the most. In a sense, those championships like Boston killing Dallas the way they did. I mean, like good up for Dallas. Good up
You
for
don't
Boston,
respect
but,
none of
like,
Michael Jordan's rings?
I wasn't around to see Jordan win them rings, but I know Jordan one of the coldest niggas that ever run this earth.
Go.
I mean, Shea just did something that Jordan only a few like
Only
Jordan did.
Yeah.
Finals MVP. I mean, Finals MVP and regular season MVP same year. That's tough.
And scoring champ.
Real spiel.
That's tough.
And now, going with that, I have something I would like to run past all of y'all because after seeing Gilbert Arenas' podcast like recently, he stated, going back to the dynasty conversation, that dynasties will never happen in a small market team because don't nobody want to go there. And I can see where you're coming from. However, I don't agree. So what's y'all take on that?
You tell me. The last dynasty that came from a city that is
Was a
not.
small market?
Other than, I mean, if we're calling
The Spurs,
Boston,
San Antonio's not that big, bro.
It's not. And I wouldn't
San Antonio
agree.
ain't that big. What?
Nobody say, oh my gosh, let me move to San Antonio.
Yeah,
They
no.
move to Houston before they go there. Before they go to San
They
Antonio.
moved to Austin before
Austin,
They move to Austin before they go to San Antonio.
little Austin.
But yeah, I wouldn't agree with his statement just because, like I said, the way the team is constructed. It's a small market team with small market players. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see that being a problem for OKC, not the way they're constructed. The only problem they have is going to be they have a complex of players. Like they got a team that runs 10, 11 deep, and they got 3 draft picks tonight. So the only problem they have, and then you got Nikola Topic, who didn't get no burn. So the only problem they're going to have is managing the influx of players they're going to have,
Yeah.
and figuring out which players they can keep around, figuring out if they do want to shop players, just let players walk or get some value back for turning some of those players into 2-for-1s or something like that. So I think, like I said, it's a small market team with small market players. So I think they can have a dynasty in OKC.
Let me ask y'all a question because I came late. Did y'all already talk about the draft?
Nah, we haven't got there yet.
Okay, all right, I'll wait.
Okay, seeing 3 picks, by the way.
But yeah, I think I don't know. I'm not sold on the KD thing, man. He didn't jump team to team, bro, and he only got it done in one place. So
Has he gotten it done? Like,
Is
Yeah,
he in
that
Paul
up.
only
George
got it
era?
done.
Is
He's
he,
only
is
got
he
it
in
done.
Paul
Yeah,
George
that
era,
doesn't
bro?
count.
He
Doesn't count.
only got it done in one place. We've seen him with superstar players. This is going to be the worst number 2 option KD has had. So I'm
Yeah,
not excited. I'm not excited about this trade. I'm not excited about this team. For him to be 37 years old, I know he still produced, still a bucket. I'm not worried about that. But for this to be the worst number 2, we've seen KD with great players. And this to be the worst number, whoever the number 2 is, Van Vliet or Şengün, this is going to be the worst number 2 option he has at 37 years old. We gonna be
yeah.
wait, look, KD. It's not gonna be, oh, well, Kyrie was hurt, Harden did this, or yeah, Booker and Bill. It's not gonna be none of that. We gonna be looking at KD like this on you.
But arguably, I mean, I know it was 2 years ago, so he has aged. But we can arguably say that the craziest bucket in those team hopping years was when he was in Brooklyn.
Yeah. I think fresh off the Achilles, that probably was his best year. His best year.
Yeah, and we know he didn't have his number 2s there because James Harden was fat. Kyrie
On the line.
was a Hebrew Israelite, still realizing like that denomination ain't real. Stuff like that, where it's just like, they had a lot going on in Brooklyn, and I think he was able to handle it well. He's a couple shoe sizes away from making a finals run himself.
So that's what I mean, though.
Yeah.
Because he had those players, we didn't look at him. Like you said he managed it well. He just got a pass because, like you said, because of all the stipulations. Harden
But he
didn't
still
have
lost.
Kyrie ended up rolling his ankle, so he got passes for that. You're not going to get a pass.
Yeah,
You're not going to get a pass with these young Bulls, bro. And they was just the number 2 seed.
Yep.
Like you said, Jalen Green was a no-show.
Yep. Shouldn't
So
change
they're
that.
not missing nothing. It's literally just bringing KD on board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only
It
thing
shouldn't
is,
change much.
the city's down 1 BBL now. Dre got to go to Phoenix. That's it.
Good. Well, I mean,
It's still a
considering KD
chance he
move,
gets
there
shot.
might be an increase in population with BBLs now.
Always.
KD likes to hoop in the club. And what better place I've never. I just want y'all to know, bro. Like, if he was from Atlanta, bro, he would have had a dance, bro. Let me get a shoot out. Hey, hey, bro, that's crazy. Bro. That's a crazy move, bro.
Crazy pull, bro.
That's crazy how y'all be disrespecting my man KD, man. I know he got a ring with a top 5 player of all time.
Huh?
It's not ridiculous to say that.
You know what I'm saying? A top 5 player of all time. I mean,
But yeah,
yeah, he is top 5 all time.
it's not disrespect to KD, bro. It's just facts, bro. It's like the team hopping, bro. It's getting mad diluted. Like I said, he's been with superstars.
That nigga was my hero.
Kind of like that shift though we were talking about.
But it's like, bro, it's like
that nigga used to be my hero, bro.
He's been doing
this. It's a lot of people trolling, but saying KD ain't getting no ring. Golden State is kind of like saying Kareem ain't getting no ring.
Exactly. He played the best player in the league. Let y'all tell it.
Yeah, that's like Kareem not being
the best player in the league.
No,
he
that's
beat
not
the
the
best
same
LeBron,
thing.
right?
That's not the same thing
So
at all.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar got one ring.
The best player to ever touch a basketball. He beat the best version of him, right? How are we gonna not count that ring?
That's not the same thing at all. I'm not even gonna go down this rabbit hole because I do it every episode. I do it every episode, and it's frustrating. He just said Kareem. He said that's the same thing as Kareem winning rings in LA. Kareem was in LA 6 years before they 5 years before they drafted Magic. He has nothing to do with them drafting a rookie. He also was getting buckets before Magic showed up.
He had a ring before. He had a ring in Boston with Oscar. I mean, in
Milwaukee. So it's like, cut that out. Kevin Durant signed with the Golden State Warriors
after blowing a 3-1 lead in the Western
Conference.
Blowing a
3-1 lead in the Western Conference Finals, and the Warriors were 73-9. They didn't need your help. They were going to be back.
They did because they lost the finals.
Who?
They lost the finals.
To who? To Bron.
To Adam Silver. To Adam Silver. Shout out to the suspension.
No.
That's not crazy.
No, yes it is, bro. Yes it actually is. Bro. I'm not hearing that. I'm not hearing none of that, bro. I'm not hearing none of that, bro. And like, it's like as a man, bro. Like, I don't respect it. I can't respect it.
Suspending.
If you respect KD.
Suspending Draymond Green because he's a hustler is crazy.
If you respect KD's rings, it just tells me everything I need to know.
Spurs got another ring.
I respect everybody's ring. I'm not going to discredit nobody's ring. What are we talking about?
Nah.
Because if we want to discredit rings,
I discredit KD's
what ring. What ring would you discredit?
If we wanted to, like I said, Nuggets. Get that out of here. No 50-win teams. That's crazy. You know, Kobe in his second stint without Shaq, he played 12 straight 50-win teams in the playoffs. What are we talking about? So get the Nuggets out of there. Heat, Bron, get those two out of there.
Are you serious?
Heat, Bron. That's crazy.
That's
but
disgusting.
Heat, Bron played the Bobcats in the first round every year.
Yeah, LeBron was playing.
That's the best. That's the best. That's the best Charlotte teams we've had in 20 years.
I'm saying nothing.
Hey, listen.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
If you're a real charlatan, it took Headband Man to turn D Wade up. It took Headband Man to turn D Wade up.
Yeah, I don't care. That's the best. That's the best Charlotte teams we've seen in 20 years.
That's not saying nothing. That is saying nothing.
It's saying something.
That is saying
something.
Bro, that's like, bro, come on. Nonetheless,
discrediting Heat, bro.
I'm not discrediting nobody.
And if you say discredit the COVID bubble one more time, I'm like y'all kill me with that, bro. Like that was a whole.
I didn't say that.
I've heard it on here before. COVID bubble is technically the hardest championship ever. Nobody else played during the epidemic. The COVID was up there with the Black Plague. Y'all like when you think about your life, your personal life accomplishments. What did you do in the bubble? Nobody won a championship. Y'all barely went outside. Y'all ain't lose no weight. Y'all were mental health became a real serious issue. Like people was going crazy in the crib, and he managed to win a championship.
Yeah, at Disney World. If I was at Disney World, I'd be straight to
There were
it.
no women. There were no women in Disney World. What kind of Disney World is that? No. Disney World without women. No, ho. Disney World without women sounds like Rikers Island. That's what it sounds like, a prison.
They still got.
It sounds like a prison to me.
They still got them M's. They still.
You put me on an island. You put me on an island with a couple hundred men. That sounds like prison to me. County jail. That's not Disney World.
Hey, some of my boys won championships that year too. Shout out to the Madden League. What you talking about?
Yeah, and we went crazy doing that too. That was mentally stressful too. So I'm not finna discredit rings, but like, bro, if you lose a 3-1 lead and then you sign with the team that beat you, that's like LeBron going to the Celtics. LeBron already gets enough discredit. He already gets enough scrutiny for starting the big three, and some of that stuff is legitimate.
That nigga was my hero,
if
bro.
Kevin Durant does not get knocked for going to the team that beat him, if you can't beat him, join him. That's crazy, bro. I just think that's mad
Bro,
crazy.
it's a whole new team. They gutted their whole bench.
No, Steph Curry is the Warriors. They would have never got a new arena without Steph Curry. They would have never got new uniforms without Steph Curry.
That year,
the Warriors would be on TV without Steph Curry.
I thought KD was going east that year. If he was to leave OKC and not re-signing extension, I thought he was going to the Wizards.
Oh, hometown roots.
Because at that time, John Wall was balling, Bradley Beal was hooping. The Wizards was going to the playoffs consistently at that time, so I thought he was going to the Wizards.
Time to switch subjects.
That's like about it. Nah, they was talking about it on TV. They was talking about it on TV. So I said, damn, that would be hard for him to go home after being in Oklahoma all these damn years. It made sense to me. I didn't no way in my mind I thought he was going.
You know what it's like? You know what it's like? Finding out you got cheated on, and then becoming best friends with the bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro. That's so crazy. As a man, you don't get no respect for that. And then you start making more money in life. So you up now? Really? Like, you found a new big bro that just dogged his shorty out, and now get out of here, bro. You lame. You lame for that. You a lame for that. That's you don't know. You don't get no respect. You don't get no respect for me for that, bro. Respectfully. He's hooping in Houston now.
For sure. I mean, they like I said, they were the number 2 seed. Adoko, Ime. He showed he's a great head coach. So it's just the fact that the West is so competitive. I just like the margins between everybody except 2 through 8 is so slim, and we saw that come playoff, come April and March when it was time for seeding. So I don't want people to overreact. When the West looks completely different next year, just because it is that competitive. But I mean, like I said, they have a good draft coming up as well. So we'll see how that plays out. But draft, Flagg did go number 1 to Dallas. Nico Harrison didn't fumble the pick. And speaking on teams getting better in the West, I think the Mavericks are definitely going to get better. They're going to have a full offseason with AD. Figure out they just re-signed Daniel Gafford. Whether they keep him or not, story for another day. But they did re-sign him. And then you have Derek Lively. Hopefully he can be healthy. And then you throw in Cooper Flagg in the mix. And they're going to have to figure out that point guard situation to amend it while Kyrie's out until about February, whenever he's coming back. I did hear murmurs about Chris Paul possibly coming to Dallas to fill that void. And, I mean, I'm not mad at it. Let him run the show until Kyrie get back. You got Cooper Flagg, AD, Daniel Gafford. I mean, we're looking at Lob City 2.5.
I promise I was going to say the same thing, bro. Definitely you put Chris Paul in there?
Yeah.
That's real. That's real.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Cooper Flagg is like, he's a blessed individual. Because I don't know a first overall pick this blessed since Magic Johnson.
plush. He's plush.
Yeah, it was that was a very tough landing spot.
Perfect fit.
I think Nico Harris he's very fortunate that that's how it happened. Shout out to the NBA draft lottery. I think it does bring excitement to the league, but what's his name? What's the commissioner's name?
Adam Silver.
Adam Silver.
Yeah, he's gonna have to explain how the lottery balls didn't get picked. Because as far as my understanding,
It's a 1.8% chance.
hey, bro, let's keep it
Hey,
on.
hey, if I'm the Hornets or Philly, I'm over here like, that's my ball.
That ain't our ball. That ain't our ball.
Who ball is this?
Hey,
Who
it's
ball
our
is
ball,
this?
ain't it? Yeah, bro. That was crazy to explain it, but I think it's gonna be great for the league, bro. Like, finally, a rookie getting a chance to compete for the playoffs. Like, that's gonna be great for the league. Great for the league for sure. And it also gives hope for all these NIL guys coming out. You know what I'm saying? Like, still shooting for the league because, it was Cooper Flagg. I want to say Cooper Flagg had threatened, like, he wouldn't come out if the number one pick wasn't nothing crazy, or
I don't think he threatened. They just said they don't think he's going to come out because he got it good at Duke. If Charlotte or the Wizards or Charlotte have the first overall pick, that's what they were predicting. He ain't saying nothing though himself.
yeah. So that I think that gives hope for a lot of players in the league. I mean, in the college ball, Dallas, man, Kyrie come back, they're gonna be a real problem.
You know what? Let me hit on what you said, Preston, because you said NIL. But we it's levels to this. Was it Ace Bailey?
Yes,
He's the second one from Rutgers to get drafted, right? Not the first one.
Yeah.
Second one. Dylan Harper went.
Ace Bailey had a list of places he did not want to go. Buddy, you're not a top 3 pick. You don't have that. You don't have that type of power play. This is the NBA. They don't care about you. You got to know your spot and earn your place. And then it came out that you was 4 inches shorter than what you really said you were. Yeah, but you gotta learn your forte. But time to shut up and go play basketball.
Hey, yo, he said shut up and dribble.
Nah, for real, bro. Because it's not like he's an outstanding player.
Can you imagine? Never mind.
What, bro? He's like, his whole thing is that he's I think he might be like one of the I think he's the youngest player. Oh, let me see.
And then it's like I can understand some teams he didn't want to go to because I guess they don't develop players. But bro, that's on you. Go work out. Go train. Go hoop.
I mean, Ace Bailey, he was compared to Cooper Flagg until he wasn't. I mean, until he pulled a draft stunt. I mean, it was a conversation about Ace or Cooper. Oh no, Cooper's the youngest. I'm tripping. But it was a conversation. I mean, Ace or Cooper until they figured out he wasn't 6'10", and now they were like, oh, well,
The NBA figured that out that late.
Yeah, the NBA, they measure height differently now. So,
don't they do it with the shoes on in the NBA?
Not no more. He went from 6'10" to 6'7". 6'7".
What was he wearing? Air Forces? My goodness.
You know how it go, bro. You know how it go when you not there yet. You know coach is gonna lie for you. They gonna give you
tight.
You know what I'm saying? So they was probably psyching him because it worked. It had him in conversation with Cooper Flagg until he didn't, and then he was like, "Nah, I'm not working out for nobody." I mean, I get it, bro.
Shout out to Coach Baker. Preston was listed at 6'4".
I was never 6'4". I was never listed at 6'4". I was listed at 6'2". I'll be honest. I was listed at 6'2". I don't think I've ever made past 6'1" without shoes. Honestly, I think I'm 6 foot and 3/4. Just like, come on, Doc.
I think at 6'10" they got listed you as a center. So a lot of big guys get listed under when blatantly you're not 6'10", bro. You at least 7'2".
Is that why they label KD at 6'9" and he's 7 feet? Clearly.
Yeah, he didn't because they list you as a center after 6'10" for the most part.
Really.
I just learned
that's
that.
That's tough. I'm not gonna lie.
I just learned that.
Kevin Durant is a big. I ain't gonna say he's a liar. That's crazy.
KD
Hey
at
Tay,
least
you
7
sure
foot.
that's true? Because they didn't list Kevin Durant as a center. He was at what 6'10" in the draft.
I don't. I don't know what the hype. I feel like I just heard that like this week. Because I read something about it. Flagg and who else? It might have been Bailey or VJ. During the combine, not Bailey, but yeah, they was doing. I seen they verts and all that, and I think it was Flagg. He said he listed at 6'9". How tall is Flagg? Yeah,
Yeah,
He's like
6'8".
6'9", 6'8".
They got him.
yeah, yeah. He didn't want to be. I guess he
He
didn't want
was
to be listed as a center.
he's talking.
I've heard
He
this
was
before,
6'9"
though.
when he entered the league, but he was entered in the draft at 6'10".
Okay.
So he got shorter. That's like, what is up with that? KD the only man that I know want to be listed at a shorter height. He the
I
only
think
man I know
Giannis.
in the world.
I think Giannis did that too, though.
The only man.
Nah, Giannis got bigger. Giannis actually got taller.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, true. Yeah.
Like, bro, yo, I'm not that tall, yo. He the first person I know
He
not to
tall
say
as
that.
shit.
He the first person I know not to use it. He the first person I know.
Go.
That's it.
Cause I mean, you let me tell it until certain friends come around me. I'm 6'3". And then 6'3" comes around, it's like it should have been me, not him.
Talk about it. That's facts, bro. Yeah, KD's different for that. I think but yeah, I think like I said, as far as draft picks, Ace Bailey, he ended up dropping to 5. Because like I said, the consensus 1, 2, 3 was Flagg, Harper, Bailey. But Dylan Harper did go to the Spurs. I'm confused. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, they got Ace Bailey listed as a guard now. Yeah, that's weird. But yeah, I'm confused on the Dylan Harper. I ain't gonna lie. You got Stephon Castle you drafted last year. You traded for De'Aaron Fox. Unless you plan on moving Fox or something like that. The Dylan Harper does confuse me a little bit. I mean, Stephon Castle is 6'6", so he can play the 3 because that's what happens these days. But yeah, I mean, that's a good young player. At least at the verse, though, he is a good young player paired with Wemby. Like I said, Wemby's having an off season. I think the Olympic loss in France to USA, him going on his little monk retreat, shaving, going get the baldy. I honestly think Wemby is going to come back thumping like I wouldn't be fucking
Hey,
It'll be a
I
young court.
don't know if y'all
Not
I
gonna
don't
be
know if y'all hit on it, but did y'all talk about like do y'all respect them giving up a future talent for a 2-year talent?
What you talking about?
Houston.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I mean Jalen Green was
Yeah, we did talk about Jalen Green.
Jalen Green didn't show up, so it was you didn't.
And it wasn't worth the contract they was already paying him either.
That's one time though. Give me a chance. Give me a chance. Give me a chance.
I do agree with that. Like he's 22, 23, like, and he's playing freaking Stephen. But it's KD, it's Kevin Durant. So I mean,
you can. I mean, KD is guaranteed 20, 24, 25 points.
you're putting your team in a win now position for sure. Because like I said, Jalen Green is like 22, 23. Like he had a lot of growth to do. But maybe he just, he takes it on the chin, getting the lab because he did have a good jump this season. He was a big reason for them getting that 2 seed. Once he stepped up as a player individually, that's where Houston went on a run and was able to jump into the 2 seed. So, I mean, and then the Suns situation is nasty in itself. They got 3 shooting guards, all the same players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They gotta figure out what they want to do with that.
I don't know. My gut is telling me Jalen Green probably not even gonna sit in Phoenix like that. They're probably fine.
Who's gonna go get him?
but it depends on what they can find valuably, honestly. Because they could keep Green, but do you pay Green or do you hold down Book? So I think if Green stays, Book goes, or if they can find a way to keep them together and run as a duo, I don't know how that would play out. So
That's
based on money, based on the second apron, who it's gonna be who you cut your losses with, who you want more. You still got Bill who got to bounce.
$50 million. They pay him $50 million. They not gonna be able to get that off. I ain't even
Exactly. That's I guess that's also where I'm coming from. So it's like, you could keep Green, but if you with how young he is, how athletic and the talent he already has, if you're able to get like a package for him somehow, some way, 3-way trade, however, you could fade it that way. I brought up
they talking about and they talking about extending Devin Booker for 70 M's.
Exactly.
For what?
So,
he dropped 70 points.
That's disgusting.
It's like a 2-year 150. I seen that. So
now I got what Eric and Preston might consider to be BS, but hear me out. Because I brought up this conversation with Jeremiah like 2 days ago after the trade. So because like you said, you gotta pay Book, you gotta pay Green. So say they want Green and let go of Book. I would trade Book to the Detroit. I'd trade Book to the Pistons to play with Cade, and whatever key pieces you can send me for Detroit, that's what I would do. If you want to keep Book and let Green go, I send Green to Charlotte for LaMelo Ball and whoever else you send him.
I'll be honest with you. I'm keeping both guards.
Charlotte said everybody but Brandon Miller is up for grabs. They said that not too long ago, bro. So if anybody you want, if they can find a deal, these trades are coming out of the woodworks left to right. So it's not impossible. Just laying all possibilities out on the floor. That's what I would do, in my opinion. Knowing who needs what and what you need, and based on their fit.
You said who to wear again? My bad.
I said if you keep Green, you trade Booker to the Pistons. He's from Michigan and he grew up a Piston fan, so why not send him where?
No. Hold on. No. Jalen Green and Kay Cunningham are not playing together.
I'm talking about Book.
They real life have beef. Like they're not playing together.
That's why I said Book.
Oh, okay. No,
Book.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Why am I not keeping both guards?
No,
I'll keep both of them.
We see
they not making it
through this year. That's
apron,
trash.
They could, but
there's no chemistry
between them, bro.
No.
Yeah, exactly. Green
Get
is not a
that
facilitator.
young Curry and Klay Thompson going on.
Jalen Green he's an over athletic scorer and he has a bag, but like, where does the bag lead to right now? He doesn't have an identity as a player. In full.
I think a team that needs like an identity, a team that needs a player, like just desperately needs a player, will go get him. So like you said, I mean, Hornets front office has never been aggressive in trades. And if they do, they're trading blah for blah. Like they haven't been aggressive, so I wouldn't bank on them. But I do think that's a good location because LaMelo needs to stay on the court first and foremost. But and then Hornets can go from there. But I think Brooklyn Nets, they need a player. I could see them getting involved in a trade for him. Miami Heat is always in conversations. Miami Heat missed out on KD. So you got Miami Heat. They're always in conversations. It's just a matter of when are they going to –
Jalen Green and Tyler Hero,
Bam, and Wiggins. But you're going to – and Jalen Green's price after that playoff stint is not going to be that crazy. But the contract is going to be a tricky part. So you might have to give up Andrew Wiggins or something like that.
His contract's cheaper than LaMelo's at this current moment, and LaMelo has a pricey contract.
Yeah, LaMelo got a super max. And
Yeah, exactly. So you could cut your losses. You could. It's not gonna be. It's not gonna be pretty. But like you trade Green for LaMelo and whoever else the Phoenix could
oh
get.
no,
You
no,
get. You
no,
could.
no,
You could get what? You
no,
could get.
no,
You can send
no.
Miles Bridges with him.
Yeah, no. I would take LaMelo's 40 games over Jalen Green. You can take Miles Bridges though. You take Miles Bridges. They just got rid of Mark Williams. That was a good trade, valuable asset.
And you build around Brandon Miller. I personally, LaMelo's my boy, but at some point, 141 games in 3 seasons missed. 141 games missed in 3 whole seasons, bro.
I like Zion.
You Charlotte gotta know. You gotta know when to hold them, when on the fold them, bro. Charlotte's fold them while they ahead right now. You got Trey Mann on the bench too. Trey Mann's not no. He's not no. Yeah.
Hey, man, cold. I ain't gonna lie.
Did Trey Mann just get traded?
He got traded with.
OKC traded. We traded him to Charlotte, I thought, or Philly, and then Philly traded him to Charlotte.
Bro, you want to know the problem with Charlotte basketball team, bro? They want to go to work one day out the week. That's basic. That's the best way to explain it. All of them be sitting on the bench. Them boys do not want to put in no work. I'll say get rid of every single body.
But and
Other
it
than
was
Brandon
crazy.
Miller.
Is Brandon Miller, I don't them game winning, them buzzer beaters he done hit.
Terrence, man.
Yeah, Terrence.
Brandon Miller hit some tough beaters this year, bro. Like, so you know what I'm saying? Why not build around that more than you would build around LaMelo? LaMelo is a dog, but I'd want to build around a forward like that before I build around a facilitating scorer like Melo. LaMelo would be a good piece for somebody, but not a. I feel like he's shown that he isn't the face of the franchise in fool. I guess
That's
like he would other guards.
Nah, that's only because he can't stay on the floor.
It is, and yeah, but because we see it when he's in, he's going to hoop. But you know what I'm saying? It just ain't working out like that. So cut the losses while you can. Jalen Green.
LaMelo can do what Tyrese Halliburton just did.
Yeah, he can.
If
LaMelo, he probably would have did it.
Stop.
He would have did it more serious.
Yeah. Stop. I ain't gonna lie. Stop. Because what Halliburton did, he hit the most clutch shots you guys have ever seen in a series of playoff games.
If you give LaMelo,
wait, Tay. Your MVP was missing when it came to getting clutch shots. Nobody is definitely not no LaMelo who don't even want to play basketball for real. He just want to get fly and get money. Is matching what the Halliburton just did. Like let's not disrespect that. He can't even carry his team to the playoffs.
LaMelo's taking more shots.
You think he can carry a team to the finals? Stop it.
LaMelo's taking way more shots.
Absolutely. What are we talking about?
Because Halliburton, he'll take 12 shots and he'll be all right.
He's doing the same thing.
What?
He has the ability to do the same thing.
He has the ability to
Skill
do the same thing.
Man, everybody got the same
skill
sets. If you say that, man got the same skill sets because I've seen him hit the same shots. If you want to be ignorant like that, all guards got the same skill set in the NBA.
No.
Yes, if you talk about skills.
No.
Name me a point guard other than what's his old name at Minnesota? Who's point guard? From
Mike
Minnesota?
Conley.
Other than Mike Conley, tell me another point guard.
Mike Conley's a true point guard, bro.
Last of a dying breed.
Not the last.
Yeah, time to get choked out because he cost them a whole series.
Yeah, he's not the last because Chris Paul's still in the league, and TJ McConnell just showed the world that
a dying breed. Oh, we're putting TJ McConnell in that conversation.
TJ McConnell and Conley are let's be real. I think McConnell is a true point guard the way he plays, bro. The true point guard is going to facilitate the floor and pass the field, get a buck when he needs to.
TJ McConnell is a mid-range assassin, bro.
Yeah,
I don't think that's. I mean, he just so happened to be 5'11", 6 feet. If he wasn't that short, I don't think he would be a traditional point guard.
Halliburton is not just the big shots. Like
Yeah.
the offense.
He's one hell of a facilitator and passer.
Yeah, he's one of the best. Like statistically,
His
he's one of
wingspan's
the
nuts.
passers of all time. Statistically,
He
like
can
his
guard
name-
the wing.
Chris Paul, John Stockton conversations. He's very smart with the ball.
Yeah.
Now LaMelo is a little more reckless with the ball, but
Because
he
he gonna
can
pull
still
it.
facilitate. He can still make plays, and he can hit every shot Halliburton was hitting. Now they both do lack when it comes to getting to the finishing in the paint. I see Halliburton. If you go back and look at Halliburton's film throughout the playoffs,
Yeah.
that boy did not use the left side of the basket. he did not use the left side of the rim at all. And LaMelo, statistically, he isn't a great finisher in the paint. But I mean, if we going bandwidth for bandwidth, peak for peak, they is not too far different. So yeah, as long as if LaMelo is healthy on the court and builds up a rhythm, builds up an identity, for sure he can do. Now I'm not saying he's carrying this Hornets team to no finals. Absolutely
No, absolutely not.
Pacers team, yeah.
I think that's a fair statement, bro. I mean, Ball brothers are colder than their career has been displayed, and the injuries have been the only thing in the way, honestly.
Yeah. So what y'all think? Y'all think that got something to do with LeVar? The concrete hoops was too much.
That's what they saying.
Driveway pickup.
That's what they saying, but it's like, what old head didn't play on the concrete? Like
them boys need to bulletproof their
gyms
joints.
like that back then.
Yeah.
Huh? I mean, they like. I don't know. I will say they saying the old heads was on them roids.
No,
Steroids
will make you tear it easier.
What?
Steroids make you tear certain muscles easier. Look it up. Smack your teeth. Look it up.
It's
I'm
about
saying,
the
what
elasticity. I think it hinders the elasticity of the muscles, something like that.
They're not tearing muscles. They're tearing ligaments. They're not tearing muscles. They're breaking bones. They're not like, it's not muscles that's being torn in the NBA. Like it's ligament, bones. A ligament is not a muscle. ACL is not a muscle.
I'm saying it'd be muscles and it'd be ligaments. Yes, bones. Bones. I can't give the bones. Not that.
Name me one person you know that's been on roids that has had a serious injury. You can't name no baseball player.
The same boat.
What was his injury?
His hamstring. Pulled it. Not pulled it, but I think he tore it.
Hey. And mute, bro. Yeah. We talking about pulling. We talking about Achilles tendons, ACLs, things that the Ball brothers been sitting down on the sideline with casts, and he talking about pulling hamstrings. So I don't. But I will say wear and tear overall in the league. I don't think it's due to. I don't think it's due to anything that the old people didn't do. I just think that like they're built different.
Yeah.
Like, time changes. I don't know how to explain it. Like either the milk is gone. Well, when was the last time you seen a got milk commercial from an athlete?
Go.
You know what I'm saying? I think the milk mustaches were crazy, but like I haven't seen a got milk banner. Now at the same time, I haven't been in school in 10 years, so maybe they're still there. But I haven't seen people don't promote drinking milk. And when they do promote drinking milk, it ain't cow milk. It's oat milk, soy milk, GMO.
Hey. Washington got rid of Jordan Poole and just scooped up Walter Clayton.
They got two guards, Trey Johnson and Walter Clayton. Alex Sarr.
Did we not watch Jordan Poole play basketball last?
I feel like they because Jordan Poole got sent to New Orleans, the swamp. I mean, it's like Yeah.
You think Jordan Poole can pull something out of New Orleans with Herbert and Trey?
Bro. It's because Zion, bro.
Zion got good out of
Because
there,
because
bro.
because
Zion got
Brandon,
to gone.
where's Brandon Ingram at now? He's not with the Pelicans
Toronto.
no more.
He's
You
in
said Toronto?
Toronto.
Oh, he's in the middle. No, he's doing nothing.
He's cooked.
So, but yeah, and then they had another top pick. Oh yeah, Trey Johnson. Oh yeah, that's what you said. Yeah, but I mean Walter Clay. I feel like, hey, I mean they won't miss much in Jordan Poole. I think Walter Clay is going to ball out. There's been a lot of trades. It looks like every pick from here on out has been traded. Is a trade pick outside the top 9 picks. The Duke center, he's going to Phoenix. Phoenix needed a center last year. Derek Queen, he's going to New Orleans as well. He'll be down there with Jordan Poole and Zion. And,
He'll be able to start when Zion gets hurt.
Yeah, Trey Murphy and other dude. I think that's it. Let's see what else is going on. Yeah, Herb Jones. That's what it was. Who else we got here? Sixers ended up getting VJ Edgecombe. I mean, they're kind of guard heavy with Tyrese Maxey. They got McCain last year, Edgecombe this year, and I guess Paul George will be back. Paul George will be back.
You got to cut your. I mean, having him as a veteran is a good thing, but like Philly in that mode where they going young, bro, and it could pay off for them off the strength of what we've seen so far. You got Quentin Grimes after the trade. You got Jared McCain coming through with the nail polish swinging. You got Maxey consistently carrying when Paul George ain't there. You know what I'm saying?
You said Philly going young, so you putting Embiid on the block?
I didn't even have to put Embiid on the block. Embiid been on the block the last few months. I feel like, again, you gotta know when to hold him and fold him, bro. When the next time we expect Embiid to come back? The process, they've been in this process since 2014, bro.
Yeah, facts.
10 years of a process, bro.
Facts.
I mean, well, you know, the greatest book of all time, that's a part of it.
What y'all said? Y'all said Embiid to LA?
Nah. LA doesn't have enough attractive assets to give Philly.
Yeah, can't afford.
I mean, unless
how much do you give up? How much do you give up for damaged goods?
Straight up.
How much do you trade for damaged goods?
I trade Bron for Embiid straight up. Who says no? Not me, not LA.
Bro, Preston, I ain't gonna lie. You got to go back to Texas and you got to use that combat. Because I ain't gonna lie, he just be wilding, bro. You gotta
I found out mutual combat is actually in Georgia too.
I love mutual combat, bro.
That's what I found out.
You said it's actually where, Preston?
It's in Georgia too.
It's in Georgia. Hey, he was there that weekend. You should have. Hey, no.
Bro.
In the name of the Lord, it didn't go pray about it later.
Embiid for Bron. What are we talking about? That's
hey, Brando. Saying it louder doesn't make it sound more smarter.
Bro, that's a bad tape, bro.
Embiid just won MVP, not this year, but last year. He
has a bad tape.
Two, 3 scoring champs. You put that with Luka. What we talking about? We got
LeBron. You forgetting a very
he got like one
factor.
kneecap, doesn't he?
LeBron has a no trade clause, and he's not going to Philadelphia.
And he's not blowing his player option to go to Philadelphia.
No, I mean, I believe we spoke on this previously, but I mean, LA is not going to get traded Bron. I'm just saying I would. But from a owner perspective, LeBron is a walking gold mine. Whenever he decides to do his farewell tour, the Lakers are going to be so rich that season. They're going to be so wealthy. I mean, if
everybody going to come.
I'm a businessman. I'll be doing anything to get my hands on that farewell tour. But yeah, I know. But I mean, Embiid for LeBron is not ridiculous, bro.
It's not ridiculous at all.
Lakers need a new identity. Luka needs a center. LeBron is not going to be there for Luka's championships. He's not. I don't think, unless he's playing another 5 years. I don't think he's doing that.
He's holding the process up, bro, because he's taking a lot of money.
Embiid?
No, LeBron.
Oh yeah, facts for sure.
So unless you
I
trade him
think
for
he
a younger guy,
I think he got like a
makes that
$50
same amount
million
of money.
option.
He
like
just signed a
45.
2-year extension.
Yeah, that's tough, bro. And then like now, he got multiple family members with part of the organization now. Harder to let him go, but it's like, bro, both of y'all gonna woke up out here at the same time.
You see, I ain't gonna lie. LeBron James got his son the job. Why can't D-Wade get both his sons the job in Miami?
All right, there you have it. Bro.
And that's the episode. That's a whole episode.
Hey man, that's 121.
You got what on the team?
121,
You got
bro.
what cheering for?
I see y'all boys.
He did it. He did it from the club.
NBA draft.
How did he do that?
NBA draft cooking up, man. Oh yeah, RP Michael Jackson, man. It's been what, 16 years, man.
15 years, yeah.
Real quick,
16,
Michael Jackson's
16,
best album. Real quick, Michael Jackson's best album. Off the Wall. Thank you.
Thriller.
Off the Wall is goated.
Off the Wall.
Thriller, bro. You can't name me 5 songs off the wall right now. Go.
You
can't. Don't go to the track list. Don't go. Name it right now. Name it right now. Not pulling out. Name it.
Off
Name
the Wall.
One.
Girlfriend.
Tough.
I Want to Rock With You.
Dang, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I know everybody want to be different, but let's be
I'll
honest.
give you one. Don't stop till you get enough, and I'll give you one
stop
more.
till you
I'll
get
give you one more. I'm not giving you one more, but you have one more. You can't get it.
Oh.
You can't
Hold
get
on.
it.
Hold on, Swain. Off the Wall. Oh,
You can't do it.
You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't tell me to do that on the spot. You can't do that.
Thriller, I can dang near give you all
Gaslighting.
9.
You can't do that. That's gaslighting. You can't do
Thriller, I can give you all 9.
that. You can't do that. That's gaslighting. You can't gaslight me.
Thriller, Want to Be Starting Something, Beat It, Billie Jean, Pretty Young Thing, Human Nature, Baby Be Mine and The Girl Is Mine. Trash. Well, they're not trash, but I'm not a big fan of it. And the last one I want to say is man, I just named like some of his greatest hits ever. I don't know the last one, bro. I don't know the last one.
Hey, but I ain't gonna lie. I know y'all try to be different and everything, but to say Off the Wall when Thriller, one of the greatest albums made of all time, is right there. Like, let's not think too much, buddy.
The Lady in My Life.
Yeah,
I was
but
never going to get that.
they also say Bad is one of the greatest of all times too.
Bad Cold.
Yeah, bad fire.
Bad is cold.
But y'all didn't say bad. y'all went straight to Off the Wall.
Because Off the Wall was off the wall.
She's out of my life.
All right. Hey, listen. No,
Got
listen.
me working day and
Hey,
night.
Brando, you said Off the Wall, right?
He did.
Now go look at that album list and then go look at Thriller's album.
He's not, bro. It does
Bro,
not.
as an album, bro, Thriller got hits. That's cool. Thriller got hits. Off the Wall was an album though, from top to bottom.
Bro, even the B-side, The Doggone Girl Is Mine.
It's the falling
I ain't
in
gonna lie.
love.
I ain't gonna lie, that song trash. But
The falling in love. Come on, yo. What we talking about?
100 million albums sold. It's not just about the numbers. It's not just about the numbers because Michael Jackson had one of the biggest debuts of all time. I want to say Thriller has sold 20 million copies. So it's not a numbers aspect with Michael Jackson, but like
Numbers, bro.
Michael Jackson in the 80s, because Off the Wall was 79. Michael Jackson in the 80s is one of the biggest icons ever.
No. Not one of the biggest, other than the Almighty.
Yes.
Well, nah. There's a few more characters in the Bible that's definitely past him. But non-biblical figures. Michael Jackson up there with.
Then I say non-biblical, nobody. Bro, he had the airport packed out. Like, come on, bro.
Well, I mean, you know Hartsfield Jackson. I'll show you back that airport.
Yeah, bro. Bro,
I'll
when
show
you hear that,
Oh,
you hear that. Come on. Who's starting the album off like that? Who's really starting?
How about we ask?
Was
How
that
about we
Human
ask
Nature?
them? No, that's not. See, that's on Thriller.
I didn't like how no, I didn't like how I heard Human Nature when he did
How about we ask the pod? How about we ask our pod people who tap in with us weekly, who comment on us daily, who say we need to take our podcast away, whatever. Ask them the best Michael Jackson album, and I bet you they will say Thriller. I bet you.
Bro, that's trash. No, I'm not.
How?
No, I'll ask him, but I don't care. I don't care because you know what you're gonna get. You know what you're gonna get. It's a
No,
reason
I don't.
why. It's a reason why Thriller is Thriller is his most notorious. Thriller is his most notorious album, bro. It's the biggest album, bro. It's one of the biggest.
Why?
It's one
Because it has one of the best songs ever made.
Because of the hits. Just like Views is Drake's biggest album because he had 3 number ones on there. It ain't his best though. It's not his best though. Now, there's not a huge drop off between Off the Wall and Thriller. Let's not get it corrected. It's 1A, 1B, in my opinion. It's no huge drop off. I mean, we talking slim margins. We talking.
I mean, you talk, bro. If we talking about one-liners, bro, like when you think about all of Michael Jackson's one-liner sayings, they're probably off of Thriller. Mama say, mama sa, mamaku sa. You don't even know what that means, but I know you know where it's at. Thriller. She's just a girl who thinks I am not the one, but the kid is not my son. That's not Off the Wall.
That's
close to midnight,
my favorite.
and something evil is lurking in the dark. That's not Off the Wall. It's just not. No one wants to be defeated. Just beat it. Just to beat it is crazy.
Oh my god, y'all hell.
Bro, my wife been tripping, bro. Just beat it.
Oh my god.
That's cool, bro. That's cool, bro. I promise you, bro.
Oh.
But you want to keep on and don't stop till you get enough. You know what I'm saying?
Yo.
Shout out Quincy Jones, man. Shout out Stevie Wonder, man. But yeah, man, RIP the legend, man. For sure. But we caught round on that, man. That's episode 121, man. We'll see the folks on the next one. Yes, sir.